In today's video, I want to talk about some of the bravest and most courageous women on the planet. And no, I'm not talking about white feminists. No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the women of Afghanistan. Now, if you don't know what's happening in Afghanistan, don't worry, okay? Because I scroll through feminist TikTok every day and I had no idea what was going on. Crazy. I had to see it on Sky Australia. Okay, I saw the headline. I was like, wait a minute. The Taliban systematically erasing women from society? What's going on here? And I clicked on it and I watched, okay? And I'm gonna play some clips for you guys as this video goes along. When they say systematically removing women from society, they're fully covered. No skin showing. Now, that's a controversial topic. Some Muslims will say that's religious. Some people will say it's oppressive, but that's a controversial topic. They've kicked them out of parliament. They've removed them from schools, I believe up until year 6 or the 6th grade. So that's when schooling stops for women. And they've kicked them out of university. The vast majority of jobs are predominantly male, just male. Women aren't working. This is literal oppression. Any one of these things would be crazy. All of them? I couldn't even imagine.
You'll all recall the chaos, carnage and humiliation of the US evacuation from Kabul as the international military and aid effort pulled out and left the nation in the hands of the Taliban. Yeah, that was 3 years ago last month. And since then, the Taliban regime has gradually clamped down on some of the ordinary freedoms that women had been experiencing under the democratic regime of the previous decades. For instance, education was blocked.
The Taliban takeover meant only one thing for the women and girls of Afghanistan: fear. Fear they'd lose their freedoms, their education, their future. More than a year later, the direction of travel has been cemented. Women no longer have access to university.
And it got worse. Secondary schools were shut for girls. Women were barred from swimming pools and public parks. And the government's women's ministry was shut down. Some brave girls and teachers have been running secret lessons.
Across the city, teenage girls are taking a risk and defying the Taliban. Here in the capital, some secondary schools have stayed open in secret, despite a ban imposed on girls' education above 6th grade.
These brave women go into school in secret. When you think about who's running the country, how demonic those people are, what do you think the punishment could be if they were caught? But they still do it anyway. Real, true bravery. While in this area of the world,
why is it remotely patronising for a man to open a door and say, please, ladies first?
I'm all in favour of good manners. I have 2 teenage daughters myself, and I spend a lot of time telling them to be polite. And I've got absolutely nothing against people giving up the odd seat or being kind of generally well-mannered. Where I think that the ladies first thing becomes quite patronising, and certainly a younger generation of women really think so. I did a kind of straw poll in my office yesterday, and the younger women feel really passionate about it, is because they feel it comes with a whole load of other assumptions.
I digress. Let's continue.
This is what it's really like for a woman living in Afghanistan right now. Afghan women's life is full of restrictions. They cannot wear their favorite cloth. They cannot do their favorite things. They cannot laugh loudly. They cannot speak loudly. Even they cannot look straight at someone. They cannot...
What's that about? You can't bust out in a... You can't laugh loud. You can't even look at someone in the eyes. It just makes you think, what's the culture like? I'm guessing these people don't have like restaurants where they go out to eat. I'm guessing because what if she cracks up? What if someone makes a joke? She's cooked. Like, this is crazy.
They cannot work. They cannot get education. These are the basic needs that we are deprived of. Situation in Afghanistan as a woman is same like a prisoner who only can breathe and can walk around one room. I am stuck at home. It's very difficult for me because I was a working woman. I was studying, but now I cannot go outside. I cannot walk. I cannot take my kids to the park. I cannot go to market for shopping. My husband left his homeland in a very bad condition. He is trying for immigration. He is trying to take us with himself, but no result. He is trying and we are waiting. I wish I could fly. I would take my 2 kids in my wings and could fly to my husband and could live happily with my family. But
I don't understand the politics in the Middle East, obviously, right? I'm not from there. But how did the Taliban get into power? Was it like a vote, or did they just overtake? Because I couldn't imagine them voting for this again, right? Because apparently the Taliban were in power in the 90s and it was really bad. It was like this. So I couldn't imagine people were like, oh yeah, this time they're going to be different, right? So I'm guessing they overthrew the government as this woman's wishing that she could fly to go and meet her husband. I guarantee that she wishes she could be right here in the West. Because we live under such privilege. But whatever it is, if you have an anti-Western agenda, I'm not really pro-West, right? Especially the things they do to other countries. But the quality of life here, the safety here, there's no other part of the world that can match it. But not according to the modern feminists.
You know, we're living in a world now where one woman is killed every single week by a former partner or current partner. And this epidemic is not going to be going anywhere unless we do something about it.
Quick math. Okay, 1 woman a week, 52 weeks in a year, 52 women. Population of women, 33 million. What a femicide. So, it must be stopped. Like, we should lock all men up, right? Because those numbers are horrendous. Now look, joking aside, we wish it was 0. 52 is too much. We wish it was 0. But why is there this need to paint men out to be so evil when it's just not the reality?
I think it's just a wish. I cannot make it real. As I'm an Afghan woman, I'm stuck and helpless. My kids are also stuck at home with me. Sometimes they are saying, "You are not a good mommy." As our daddy was good. He was taking us outside. He was taking us to the park. He was taking us to the market. But you are not a good mom. I wish I could complete my education as I applied for masters. I wish I could work. I could earn money for my kids. I could make my kids happy. I could pick and drop my daughter from school. I could laugh loudly. I could speak loudly. I could express my feelings. I could enjoy my life. I could laugh with my kids. I could make them happy. But it's just wishes. Now I lose my hope. Being anything is valued in Afghanistan, but being women has no value.
That is honestly heartbreaking. Honestly, if they were in Dubai, right, or Saudi Arabia, where the quality of life is just so high in those countries, right, but they were at home all day, it would still be bad, but at least to be living like luxury, right? But they're in Afghanistan. I can't imagine being at home I can't imagine the quality of life is that high. So they're at home stuck watching the hours go by. Awful. But yeah, I just wanted to come and drop this quick video just to let you guys know what's happening in Afghanistan with these women, because the feminists won't. They're too busy worrying about.
They're like, why have we got birth control for someone who is fertile 6 days of their cycle compared to someone who is fertile every single day of their life, pretty much from puberty up until like 70s,
It
right?
really
like,
annoys me. That's
so
a
this is another
whole
example.
activist topic.
So yeah, until next time.
Baby, you do something to me. I can't lie. can